Let's first make sure that you are off to the right start with setting up your company. So you're gonna have to come up with a name for your business. And then what I would suggest doing is setting up some type of company. Now, most people are gonna do what's called an LLC or a limited liability company. You can usually make one of these through your state, and you can use a service like Northwest Registered Agent. This is what we use to create all of our companies. This is just a way to become more formal. So when you invoice your clients, you will have the ability for them to pay your company instead of just paying you. It really does make a big difference. So when it comes to naming your company, I wouldn't spend too much time on that. You can just use your last name with the word Media LLC, and there you go, right? Because this is a client-facing company, it's like a B2B company, you might not have to spend as much time worrying or thinking about what you're going to name your agency. But once you come up with one, you can go ahead and get the domain. You can use Hostinger to get the domain and build your website. I'll show you how to do that later in the video as well. And then setting up your LLC. Now, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, but there's a lot of really great reasons why you might want to consider setting up a company. One, for the professionalism, but also for tax purposes. So I know that I personally save a lot of taxes because I run a lot of things through my company, through my LLC. It also provides some level of protection with lawsuits or liability. That's why it's called a limited liability company. It's not bulletproof. There's a lot of, things that can happen that, you might still not be, it might be able to pierce the corporate veil, but overall, it's something that I would definitely recommend most people do. So you can use Northwest Registered Agent to get this set up. I'll show you just really quickly how to do that. All right, so if you want to set up an LLC, then you can use Northwest Registered Agent. This is the one that we use to set up all of our companies. It's really easy. I will leave a link to it down below in the description of this video. But essentially, you can just go to the website with the link below, and then you can click on Start an LLC. And then you can just go through the process of selecting your state that you're in, and then they will help you basically file the paperwork to start that company. They'll get you the certificate of organization, and then they'll also try to upsell you on some other things, but you don't really need all those other things. But overall, it is pretty cheap. Like for here, it's $39 plus some state fees for them to help you set up your LLC. Once you do that, then you can go and get a business bank account and everything else. But that's something that I would recommend for most people if they want to take this seriously.